Welcome to Real Life Talks, where we talk life, spiritual, and wellness. Loyalty, I don't really believe in today's age, loyalty is a real thing in these so-called friendships or these friend groups. A lot of people get lost in these groups. They lose who they really are, and they think that the people that they're around are really rooting for them, that are really in their corner. And this is just a sad truth that you learn in life at some point. Nobody's really your friend. And I have to emphasize this because I see a lot of people going through stuff on social media or just in my personal life, going through betrayal, going through somebody not coming through for them, going through depending on somebody just for them to act like they never existed when they're in a time of need. See, for me personally, I don't like the word friend. I don't like the word because people don't understand the definition of it. And I think nowadays people are quick to call somebody their friend because y'all may have had a good conversation. Y'all may have laughed a few times together. Y'all may have a common interest, and y'all may think y'all are just cool. And then y'all just throw the name friend on it and call it a day. I think it's way more in depth what a friend is. But, a lot of people nowadays, like a lot of things, is just very shallow. Everything isn't really based around truth anymore or what's right. It's just based upon what's in style, what's in the new, and what everybody else is doing. So a lot of people don't really give a fuck about being loyal no more unless it benefits them to be loyal to you. And even with that, loyalty ain't gonna last even with that, even if they're using you for something, because at some point they're gonna run you dry of that, and then you ain't gonna have no more so-called loyalty. They used up everything they could get from you, so now they ghost in the wind. But I just don't really feel like a lot of people understand, like, you can get yourself really hurt in this life dealing with people. Number one, just in general. But number two, dealing with people and expecting some kind of form of loyalty from them. Expecting some kind of loyalty, some kind of brotherhood or sisterhood from somebody that you think you're locked in with. Thinking that they're going to ride for you when shit hits the fan. And I'm here to tell you, nine times out of 10, they are not going to ride for you when shit hits the fucking fan. They are going to ride for themselves, and they're going to make sure they got that situation in one piece. You're the last thing on their mind, trust me. And it hurts because a lot of people grow up like myself. We grew up with the idea of a friend. We grew up with the idea of having friends. And you hit a certain point where something happens where a friend or you may fall out, and you realize the real reason behind the fallout was nothing serious, because y'all didn't have a conflict. It just they just stopped talking to you for whatever reason. They stopped hanging out with you. They stopped calling you, and you just wonder what happened. And I'm here to tell you, number one, they never cared about you like that anyway. Okay, because if I cared about somebody, I wouldn't just stop talking to them for no reason, unless something had happened to make me question being around them, right? But if somebody out of nowhere just stops talking to you, associating with you, let me tell you something. I'm going to save you the time. They never cared about you. And there was never any real loyalty there at a core level. You were probably the best friend out of y'all two, or y'all in the group. You was probably the only one that was real, that was genuinely operating from the lens of actually being a real friend. Because those kind of people are always the one making these kind of videos that are discussing what I'm discussing when it comes to the realization that loyalty is a joke in these so-called friend groups, whatever you want to call it. Because you see how fake people are in these groups, especially in these friend groups. I mean, don't get me started on these friend groups, man. These friend groups are so fake. They are all based around superficial things. They're all based around your looks, what you're bringing to the table for them, and how other people perceive you. And if you're on a higher side of that social hierarchy with people in that group, you're respected, you're liked, and people want to be around you. Okay? So it's it's not ever going to be a long-lasting friendship unless those things are intact. Looks, status, and just if you got some money, for sure, money, right? But if, let's say, for instance, those aren't checked off really, and you're just a decent human being, that's not enough, bro. People don't give a fuck about none of that shit in these groups. Okay, that doesn't value anything. That doesn't give any value to them in this world. Like, the superficial things matter to people in these groups. So that loyalty, even with people that have the superficial things, they're not even safe. Because at some point, they're going to deal with some form of distrust, dishonesty, and somebody doing something to them that makes them question everything about that person. Because we all have to go through it. And that's why nowadays more and more people are to themselves. That's why more and more people are going against society, that are deciding to disconnect from the bullshit and just do them and live their life the best way they can. A lot of us don't want to live in this life and be hurt repeatedly over and over again. And what you will also realize in this world, evil is valued way more than good. The more evil you are as a person, the more backstabbing, conniving, the more lustful you are as a person, people like you a lot more. Yeah, it's sad, right? The more of a degenerate you are overall as a man or a woman, you are more likable to people. People will resonate with you more. When you're a good person with morals and principles, you carry yourself in a good way, people don't respect that. They don't respect that. You are seen as weak, soft, green, a goofy, depending on your background, whatever you want to call it. You're not seen in no respectable light unless you got money. Money is always the equalizer. But even with that, sometimes you can be a good person with money and people still won't respect you. Because being a nice person is not looked at like a respectable thing no more. Being an evil, step on somebody's shoes to get to where you need to get to kind of person is the kind of person that people respect. They put respect on their name. Those are the people that get the benefits in this life, the evil people. The good people, we struggle the most. We go through the most heartbreak. We go through the most pain. We go through the most trials of life because we're going against the energy of the world, which is evil. It's a lot of evil people walking around that are winning in life, that are doing what they want to do because they are doing things that they know they're not supposed to be doing, but who gives a fuck? People are letting them do it over and over and over again. And who's going to stop them? They don't have a moral compass. They operate from lust, greed. That's it. Lust and greed in the thirst of money. And those people that operate in those lenses or those perspectives, they always seem to come out on top. But the people that operate from a good moral compass, that try to do the right thing every single day, that try to be the best person they can be, that helps people, that tries to be understanding, that tries to be loyal, that tries to be just whatever you think of good, anything good. Those kind of people have the hardest lives. They get betrayed way more than any other side. And it just shows you loyalty is the last thing you're going to get from somebody. If you think that that's going to cause you to have a foundation with somebody, is you're loyal, you're a good person, you're dependable, all these positive attributes, a lot of the time you'll get used up and thrown to the curb once they finish using you. And this is why it's so dangerous to have friends. And this is just the truth. And you know something about the truth? People don't like the truth. The truth is always going to sound pessimistic and negative. So anybody watching this video that don't agree with it, more than likely, they don't want to hear the truth, because it is the truth. I'm not just pulling this out of nowhere. This is the fucking facts. If you've been through the things that I've been through, like other people have been through, You know what I'm saying is straight up and down facts. Friends do not come with loyalty. The moment you start doing good in your life, that's when they start popping their fucking head around. That's when they start trying to get around you again. That's when they want to start trying to act like they've always been there. When you fucked up, you ain't got shit. Your life right now is bland, it's fucked up. You don't know where these motherfuckers are at. They don't call your phone. They don't want to be associated with you. They don't even want to act like they know you. And if you've been through it, you know what I'm saying is facts. So when you get yourself to a place where you understand this, you don't deal with people. You don't deal with people because you know what come with people. And it's like, I don't hate people. I don't dislike people. But I don't break my neck to get around people. I'm not about to overly pursue people. I'm not about to overly be nice and generous and understanding to people. If you come around me and it's a natural connection, that's different. But I'm not about to prove myself to you why you should like me. No, them days is over with. I'm going to be me every single day I wake up. And I'm going to do my thing every single day. And whoever gravitate towards me, they gravitate towards me. The people that feel like I got to do a little extra to prove myself to them, they can kick rocks. Nobody gives a fuck about you. I sure don't. And you in these groups, a lot of y'all's identity is wrapped in these social groups. I want to talk to y'all real quick, probably in this video. I want you to understand something. I know right now it's hard to see it because everything looks good. Everything is going good. I'm not trying to put a damper on your life if things are going good. But I want you to understand something. I want you to sometimes think to yourself, if you didn't have what you had right now, would at least 50% of the people around you be gone? Just think 50%. I'm not saying everybody will leave if you went through hard times. If you didn't look how you looked. If you didn't have the things you have. I'm not saying everybody will leave you. But I want you to at least think for a moment. If one of those things was compromised, your looks, your money, your lifestyle, your status, your money, if any of those were compromised, would at least 50%, do you think 50% of the people that's around you right now, would they stay or would they leave? And I mean by stay or leave, I'm talking, would they be answering your calls like how they was at first? Would they be trying to be around you like they was at first? Would they be trying to uplift you like they was at first? Would they be trying to comfort you and help you get through your hard times? Because I'm going to tell you something. When you're up, everybody want to be up with you. When you're down, you realize you really have nobody. And at max, you'll start to understand that what is the point of being in these social groups when more than likely at least 50% of these people that I'm laughing with, hugging, hand dapping with, going out places with, if I went through hard times, for real, they wouldn't even be there. They would disappear like thin air out my life. And me saying 50% is me being optimistic. I'm not going to say 100% because I don't think 100% of people will just leave you. But I'll tell you at least 50% for sure. If your life got fucked up, right? I'm telling you, you will not see everybody that's around you right now around you in that and during those times. Trust me. But it's the truth. This loyalty shit, people be thinking is so real and these are my real friends, these are my homegirls. All right. Improve yourself, get better, make more money than them, drive a nicer car than them, have a better bitch than they do, have a decent boyfriend, start hitting the gym, get in good shape, start really maximizing your life in all areas and start giving them less time. Start giving them kind of the cold shoulder a little bit, not because you're mad at them, but because you're focusing on you. And watch how they start switching up on you and changing. Now they behind your back talking shit about you because you want a better life for yourself. And they can't stand that because they don't have the mind or discipline to do what you're doing. So they hate you now. But you know the fucked up part about that is they hate your fucking guts, but they're still around you, hiding under the umbrella of being your friend. Be careful. Scary world. I'm gone.